Thank you, Madam President. The carrier of the bill, the good senator from the heart of Clackamas County, has already done an extraordinary job in presenting Senate Bill 2, but prior to that, he basically saved the bill, because the bill, as I originally wrote it, was one that wasn't as sensitive to the economics of the private sector and public sector that it should have been. And the good chair of the committee, the good senator from West Valley, asked the good senator from the heart of Clackamas County if he would head up a work group. And he found a magical way, and I've used that word magical, to come up with sufficient amendments to make this an extraordinary piece of legislation, along with, I want to give credit to Ryan Mann and my staff. The bill, all I'll say, and then I'll sit down, this is one of those situations you all have in your life. I go to this place because I'm a creature of habit early in the morning to get my foo-foo and coffee. It's one of those Circle K's connected with a gas station. And it's what I do. And there was Lucy there, and Jonathan, the chief of staff for the good leader of the Senate Republicans, goes there too, so he knows who I'm talking about. And she says to me one day, it was on November 11th last year, she said, "Peter, can I ask you a question?" And I know when Lucy gets ready to ask me these questions, it's something that she doesn't quite know how to deal with, because they don't see elected officials. They didn't even know I was an elected official for years, and then one day they discovered it. "Why is it my husband, who's a veteran, cannot have to this day off?" And I said, "I have no idea." And she said, "My former husband, who eventually died of wounds from Vietnam, was the same situation." I said, "Lucy, I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea why it is. I assume it's the case." Well, sure enough, I found out it isn't the case, and so I introduced the bill for Lucy. We had to almost go get Lucy to have her come testify one day, because she was so afraid. She was afraid of the couples. She just didn't know what to do. Well, Lucy came to testify. And then I took the bill last week to it as it's amended, and Lucy just cried the whole day there in Circle K, even though she's an assistant manager. And I only tell you that story because this is how this bill came about. An everyday Oregonian who really doesn't know much about us or how we do things, I think she votes occasionally, but sees us in a different light. And so we introduced the bill. And the remarkable thing about the bill is how it's come together. Yes, on the bill, if you read it, it is for her late husband, Steve Van Ort, but it's introduced by Lucy, his wife. I think what I'm proudest of is that when we started out, I think the bill probably was not going to get anywhere, because it was pretty absolute. But then through this great legislative process that we're all part of, and the leadership of the committee, and particularly the chair and the good senator from the heart of Clackamas County, we come to you today with Senate Bill 2. It's a nice piece of legislation. It honors our veterans on a very special day, but it also makes sure to include the economics as well as the public safety nature of this, because it is involving private sector, but also the public sector, because we do have public sector employees who are on 24/7 shifts, and therefore will have to adjust to this as well. So thanks again very much to the chair of the committee, well, I'll just say it now, Senator Boquist, and of course Senator Olson and his magic. Hope you'll see it as a positive thing that we're trying to do here for our veterans, who are giving so much, not only today, but have through years and years and years of their lives and their families' lives, on a day that we dedicate to them, Veterans Day. Thank you, Madam President.